top 20, top 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Tampa Bay, touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Pilot Jam. What up, Black? Welcome back to Buck It Up. We back strictly for Bucs fans. Like and subscribe below just to make sure our videos go out to other people that want to watch. Be true fans of the Bucs, man. Like I said, me and Black, we've been watching the Bucs since as long as we can ever remember. We always talk about it every week. So why not talk about it to the world? You know what I'm saying? So today, we just wanted to talk about 6 things that we want to see or hear about in training camp, things that we want to happen to see if it'll be a successful season, or maybe just about players that we want to step up since training camp just recently started. So I got 3 things. Black got 3 things. We just gonna trade off and we're gonna talk about it. We might have the same thing because we don't even know what each other got. So we're gonna let him go first, kick it off. So what's the first thing you got, dog?
Man, Josiah Trotter, man. Josiah Trotter, man. I know it was a huge emphasis this offseason to try to acquire players that play with a level of grit, toughness, physicality. They felt like Ty Bowles, one felt like the defense lacked last year. And just as fans, like, yeah, we won. It just didn't remind me of traditional Bucs defenses, man. So to kind of hear, obviously with Levante David leaving and trying to find somebody to kind of be able to play the linebacker position, kind of letting Anzalone roam around and fly around with backs out of the backfield, things that we struggled with this past year. To hear the success and the physicality that he's been playing with in training camp, that's all you hear about. Like, obviously you wouldn't hear anything with him with, shells and walkthroughs and stuff like that. But like, he put pads on. And one thing about him, he a physical, crunch stuffing type of man. So to see him come in and hear about some of the stuff where he blew up Cade Iden in a 2-minute drill and start screaming at the doggone offensive line. Players was trying to pull him off to the sideline because he was screaming and flashing on them, that type of stuff. Like it's real reminiscent of, and you'll get where I'm going with this. I know this kind of make Bucs fans a little salty, but it feel a little bit like Devin White with slightly slower and not the speed, but just that level of physicality, sideline to sideline, stick your nose in the fan, blow up running backs, that type of thing that we miss, man. So that's my number one thing I'm most excited about, man.
Yeah, man, I agree with you, dog. We kind of needed like a little tone setter back there, and from some of the camp reports I've been hearing, man, it's the same thing as you. Like, then I heard he got about to get in a fight with somebody. Like, dang, dog, this the kind of competition that you need. Like, we don't need all them pretty boys out there, man. We need that back. So, yeah, I really like that, man. That's a good one because I definitely wouldn't even think you got one.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. My number one is Chris Braswell. I mean, not really like number one in order, just one of the 3. But it's Braswell, man. I got to see what Braswell going to do. We got him in the 2nd round, so that's a high pick. That's somebody that if you use somebody in the 2nd round, dog, you definitely want them to hit. It ain't like it's no 5th round, 6th round. And I think they said he had like 1 sack so far. Let's give him 2. All right. So let's give you 2 in 2 seasons. You know what I'm saying? That ain't really much. So you know how they say, dog, how many years in the NFL you get? About 3. What year he coming up on? 3. So I just want to hear about the pass rush's use. And I know you got Bain there now. You got David Walker there. We just signed Muhammad. So it's going to be hard for you to get on. And you got Yaya. So it's going to be hard for you to even get into that rotation. So you better step up. My other last thing I'll say before we go to the next one is I feel like, man, if he ain't working at pass rushing, dog, move him inside to a traditional linebacker and see if that works. You know what I'm saying? If you spend a 2nd round pick on him, don't just cut him because he can't rush the passer. Move him. Try to see if he could be a stand-up linebacker. If that don't work, then yeah. And I know what you're probably going to say. He probably ain't going to be good with covering the pass. And that might be a possibility, but you got to at least try it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? What going to hurt in trying it out in practice? I ain't saying put him in the game. I'm saying you try him out in practice. These preseason games, put him at stand-up linebacker for a couple snaps, see what he do. Have him play with the 3s and the 4s at the stand-up. If he doing good, see what he can do with the 2s there or the 2s and 3s. And then see what you got from there. So I want to see Braswell step it up and justify that.
Bro, listen, shout out to Jason Lightning, man. Like, I'll give him credit where credit is due, man. But, like, if we being real as Bucs fans, they done missed a lot drafting on that edge. Like, we got some big misses over there with relatively extensive draft capital being put towards that. 1st round picks, 2nd round picks, 4th round picks, things of that nature, man. Obviously, the Ruben Bain thing, like, I guess if you hit on one, then you like a genius.
Mm-hmm.
And, obviously, Yaya and things of that nature, but it's just like, I think it's going to be, from everything we hearing, I think it's going to be hard for him to crack that rotation. Like, he's probably going to play a lot during the preseason just to see what he could do, as I'm sure David Walker will too. But, like, he been the talk of the town. They say that man done got a sack
Every time.
the last year. Like, every day he getting a would-be sack. And obviously he was a small school guy, but he was a highly touted pass rusher, like, coming into it, and then had the injury and just, been finally able to get healthy and things like that. So he would be the guy more so that I'm looking forward to in terms of jumping in that rotation. But yeah, Braswell is on that. He's at that threshold right now where it's like, man, you either got to get it or you might be finding something else to do. You feel me? Like, so yeah, I'll go with that one. It's sure improved time for him for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Cool.
My second one is Antoine Winfield, man. That's my second. And the reason why I say that is because, if you remember, I want to say that was the 2024 season. Well, I think he was like an all-pro that year. I think he might have been second team all-pro that year. But Todd Bowles and them just moved him around the field. He was all over the field. He was lining up almost in hybrid linebacker spots, lined up in the slot, lining back strong, free, moving them all around, just allowing them to make plays. You look at some of these teams that's been able to have success with certain players out there in Baltimore when they move Kyle Hamilton all over the field. Or you talking about Seattle winning the Super Bowl, but they moving Eamon Warrior all over the field. They, you know what I'm saying, they moving pieces and got him playing linebacker, sliding Witherspoon in the slot. Like, those type of things, when you have players that good and that versatile, I don't know why we went away from that. And maybe it was because we didn't have enough trust or depth in the guys behind him to be able to slide and replace him when he move into these different spots. But it sounds like between Paris taking another step, bringing in Keontae Scott, moving Tyke back to strong, I guess. Morrison coming along. I think from everything they're hearing that they feel a little bit more comfortable about moving him all over and then kind of sliding Keontae in and all these type of things, moving him from spot to spot. Like, so what I think is going to be really, I think it's going to be moving him all around. Todd Bowles putting the best 5 secondary defenders on the field and trying to make those things happen. But like, if we get that level of production from him again, man, we got a chance. If we can get that level of production to be a top half of the league team, top 15 type of defense. The corners obviously is still the question mark for me, and linebackers too. But I think if he's playing the way he's playing and our D-line does what I anticipate they can do, I see Antoine Winfield being able to duplicate what he did in 2024.
All right, cool. And that's kind of funny. So I don't even have to talk long for my number 2 because it's kind of building off that. And it's Keontae Scott. Like, I know we talked about it a little before. I'm like so curious to see where we going to use him, how much he going to play, and like just them 2 things, because he's a safety and he can play corner. But we really got 2 safeties that are legit, but we kind of got 3 corners that's in the fight for it. So I know this will be probably better off saved for secondary preview, like when we do previews.
Yeah.
I really like him. He got a lot of game. He aggressive. He's pretty fast. Well, fast enough to get the plays done. He make plays on the ball. He always was making big plays during like the biggest games. Every time I'm watching Miami, I'm looking at 0. So it's like, just like you said, is he going to play safety more, or is he going to play more in the slot? And it's like, is he going to take a spot, or are we waiting for somebody else to mess up before he takes a spot? You know what I'm trying to say?
Brad, we ain't even got to overthink this one for real. He led the country in cornerback sacks. He had 6 sacks as a corner last year, or secondary player. That was top in the NCAA for secondary players. You know one thing about Keontae Scott, he want to stick his nose in that fan and hit.
Yeah.
Todd Bowles loves the blitz. So he's going to be on the field. He's going to be on the field. And I think he's going to move them all over in a similar fashion with Antoine Winfield. But you better believe there are going to be plenty of packages this year with Keontae coming off that edge, blitzing. Like, he's a tailor-made corner for how Todd Bowles likes to play.
Yeah.
Physical, quick, downhill, and he want to tackle.
Yeah.
And he playmaker. He'll find a way to get his hands on balls. Strip fumbles, picks. You need that. You need that type of stuff, man. So, I'm with you on that one. Like, I'm for sure excited to see Key out there and make plays.
Like, so every dime situation, he going to be in there. We already know that. But it's when the nickel come up, like, you know what I'm saying? Is he going to be in on the nickel packages? So that's just the only thing I'm curious about seeing. But if he fight for it in training camp and he win it, then, hey, I'm ready to see it. So That's my number 2 though.
But what about this though? What if you have a situation where it's like we talked about this the last time, like whereas you got McCollum outside, you bring I don't know, say you bring Winfield down almost as a linebacker, move Key at the safety spot back there with Ty Key. You still keep Parrish in at that slot spot already, and then you got Morrison outside. Like I think he's just gonna find ways to just get those guys on the field and go make plays. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I think we have, well, it ain't even think. We all know as Bucs fans, like, we don't really got that true lockdown corner. It's just going to take one half of the field. So it's going to be, you know, Todd Bowles going to have to scheme it up a little bit. But I think I think we have enough physical corners or secondary between Ty Key, Antoine, Parrish. I think we have enough physical players in the secondary to be able to do some of the things that Todd Bowles wants to do. But Key going to be on that field, boy.
Yeah, no, I'm right. I'm ready to see it. I was a fan. Like, I mean, I'm a Florida State fan, but I mean, just looking at him like, dog, who is Zero and why he keep being all over everything?
Boy, gonna be he gonna be on that field, boy. No question.
Talking about him with T on the other show, so it's like, dang. Then we picked him, so I was super happy. So yeah, that's cool. All right, man. It's on you.
My third one, and it's unfortunate because I guess reports were he got hurt today. He got hurt in practice today. I guess they banged knees or something. But Jalen McMillan, man, like losing Mike Evans already hurts enough. Obviously, as diehard Bucs fans, Godwin has earned a level of, I don't even want to say like trust because obviously we trust him, but it's like you know what you're gonna get with Godwin every year if he stay healthy. If he stay healthy, he gonna give you anywhere from 1,000 to 1,100 yards, a few touchdowns. He gonna make some tough plays. That's what he gonna do. Buka started this season out on fire last year, and then kind of tailed off with the rest of the team. So obviously him taking the next step. But like McMillan made huge plays for us the season before that, prior to the neck injury. And obviously he was a standout at Washington. He's been really, really good for us. Like I really want to see how he come back from this injury and if he completely takes, I guess, wide receiver 3. Really, like if he completely takes that, dominates that. Because I'm too early for him to get on the field. Tez Johnson is always going to make little splash plays and stuff like that. But McMillan, I think, is the guy for us. And that third receiver that I think has to have a big year and kind of replicate what he did before the neck injury, man. So I am definitely looking forward to seeing Jalen McMillan on that field, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because like as soon as you started talking, I started laughing because not specifically McMillan, but my third one was who gonna be the fourth receiver. So it's like that's why I started laughing. Dang, me and you thinking kind of the same, like because obviously Godwin gonna be number 1 or at Booker, it don't really matter 1 and 2. Who cares? X receiver, Z receiver, they're always on the field at the same time, pretty much. And then the third one, McMillan, just like you said. And even if he banged his knee, you know, he'll probably be back for regular season. He definitely got that third spot locked down. But I'm kind of excited to see the fourth because over the past few years, our fourth receiver actually been like better than a lot of teams' fourth receivers. Like Sterling Shepard was our fourth receiver. He was pretty good at one point. We had the year before that, I remember a couple years ago with Tom Brady, Rashad Perriman was like our number 4 receiver. Like we have like a kind of a passing offense. So our number 4 receiver actually gonna get a lot of playing time. And so I just wanted to see who it was gonna be this year. I know Tez gonna fight for it, and he's smaller but he's quicker, and he proved a lot last year. Like Tez played pretty good when he got his chance last year. So I think he gonna make the team because he also can return. So that's kind of like something that's gonna help him out. But just like you said, man, the one they kind of got on the docket, I guess if you want to say, is Ted Hurst from Georgia State, and I haven't really seen many reports about him or read much or heard anything. You know, I try to read up on the reports. They more mainly talking about the defense and the Vita and the Baker stories. So I haven't heard much, but I know he got talent. Georgia State, pretty fast, doing his thing. You know, he can catch pretty well. I like him as a receiver. It's just, is he gonna step up and assimilate to this next level? Because you know, it wasn't like he was at SEC, Big Ten, ACC school. None of that actually matters all the time, but it's just the speed. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got to get used to faster people. Because in them leagues, as you can see right now, he like the fastest person on the field. But in, you know, a regular league, you know, would he be the fastest person?
Well, so I think the thing that helps him in terms of this offense is I think immediately, because I think the other day, yesterday, I think he had just like that pass right there. I think he had a touchdown in the back of the end zone in training camp. So I think for him, Like his thing is going to be red zone threat immediately. Like I think that's going to be his biggest thing where he come in, and not to say anybody could fill the shoes of a Mike Evans, but having to throw it up there, go get it type of receiver, man, that seems like, where he thrives at. He's a big body kid. Obviously, he can get up and elevate.
Mm-hmm.
He makes spectacular catches. I think his ability to go up and target 50-50 balls is where his value lies at this stage in his career, man. So definitely look forward to seeing him on that field in red zone packages because we struggled in the red zone last year. And part of that, I think, is, Mike Evans being in and out of the lineup with some injuries, Chris Godwin being out of the lineup with injuries, McMillan being out of the lineup with injuries. I think having him, as you say, as a fourth wide receiver is always good.
Yes, sir. So, and I wonder who else is in contention for that fight. I didn't look it up, but I know we always got a couple of like no name. I ain't trying to disrespect, but like a lot of people that's always fighting for that spot. I know we got rid of Sterling, so I know he ain't coming back. But I mean, I would have liked to see him come back and fight for that spot. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it's probably a him and Tez race, and to be honest, it's probably Tez all the way up until you get to the red zone. Like, you feel me? Like, if you go, that's probably what it is right now. Like, Tez, like you said, Tez made some big ass plays for us this past season. Like, given all the injuries we had, he was a guy really that was thought of to be like a gadget guy kind of when we brought him in. And then Evans go down, Godwin go down, McMillan going down. Okay, now you forced into a real receiver role between Bucs, Sterling Shepard, and you. Like, y'all are in real, you know what I'm saying? And he made some big plays. And from everything they're saying, Kent, he's still making plays, So he's another one I think got nicked up in training camp so far. I think he was out. But yeah, man, he's just going to make splash plays, man. So I feel really good about our receiver room. It's a deep receiver room. It's a little bit of youth in there, but I think we got enough experience to make up for it. And I look forward to what our receivers are going to be able to do this season.
Yeah, man. All right, then cool. So yeah, that's really what we've been looking forward to for training camp. Like we said, man, we got a whole bunch of more videos coming straight for you Bucs fans, just like me and Mark. Like I said, please like and subscribe. Post a couple of things that you think you're looking forward to in training camp. And like we said, a quick recap. So we said the number 4 receiver. We said Jalen McMillan. We talked about Josiah Trotter and his intensity that he bringing. We also talked about how Braswell need to step it up. Antoine,
you can't forget about Antoine. Mr. Put him up. Hey, you can't. Yeah, you can't forget my boy, man.
So cool, man. Those are the things you're looking forward to in training camp that we hope happen. And keep it here, man. Keep it locked with Buck It Up, man, because we'll be here with plenty more videos for you. So you got anything else?
Tap in, lock in. We're gonna be here all season, season talking about these Bucs, man. We just two Bucs fans that love our Bucs the same way you do, man. So tap in with us, lock in with us, like, subscribe, and let us know what it is you want to hear about.
Yes, sir.